Good morning. Good afternoon. Wherever you are on this beautiful planet. So yeah, yesterday a little bit of a losing day. Had a bit of a hard time admitting it to myself because it was the first one this month. Yeah. Definitely pushed longer than I like to admit. There was no volume, there was no aggression in the market. Doesn't work for the way I trade. I'm aggressive, I add aggressive, I trail aggressive. If the market always comes back to that price to stop your art and that still looks good and still goes up and the roller coaster goes. Definitely should have called it quits earlier. I had my shots. Yeah, it is what it is. We dust off, we pick it up, and we continue and do the same thing. I mean, but green over again. That's how the cookie crumbles. Just, yeah, I knew it was coming, that first losing day of the month. And then it's there, and then you're just like, nope, it's not gonna happen today. And then, yeah. Because I got back the move afterwards, like, where's my screen here? Where is it? What do you think NQ will do considering Bill Gates kind of confessing? I mean, the Epstein files don't, I mean, Microsoft, I don't know. That might already be priced in, I think. I don't know. Not too worried about that because we're trading on that lower time frame. Just use the profile, use the volume that's on screen and trade that. That will show the way regardless of what happens in the world. Yeah. But yesterday, let me see what we got here. So obviously the volume levels are gone. Let me see. Let me point out the first. I could point out the first 30 minutes of the session. So yesterday, there's still the old levels here. Let me get a little sip of my coffee. So volume levels from yesterday still on my screen. We opened up with a slight gap to the upside, immediately pushed up very violently. I was patiently waiting for somewhat of a pullback towards a level of volume, a level of interest with a pullback. I had patience for price to do so. It just kept going up. I think I start longing after this one because this one made a lot of sense. Price pulls back to the POC level of volume, absorption, going long, but then not getting the continuation because price was getting absorbed here. But then overall, I think I was way too aggressive. Aggressive. I can be aggressive, but I kept pushing way too much up here. Just should have waited for the real momentum to kick in and then join. I was too impatient, I have to admit. I wanted to get into the move. But then again, coming back towards that level of volume, I think I went long here at the right time then. Added, held on to it. I was looking for a sweep of that current high here to then start trailing. I didn't get that. Got stopped out break even. Yeah, and that's how things get nasty quick. Then eventually had the right idea of waiting for price to hit that level to go long. Again, go long. But yeah, price just not getting that. The idea is valid for example, I was looking at this. Wait. So this all looks to me like a big old flag, bull flag, and then you put this on the breakout zone, and then this becomes a target eventually. Damn, look how close we got. Look how freaking close we got. So then this becomes the target, and we just tapped that and just reject it. So overall, for me, the direction was still up. Up here, that was just a liquidity sweep to do business, to load up. I went long multiple times here, but then not getting the momentum outside of this structure above these highs I was looking for. And then just way too impatient, not seeing knowing there's no aggression in that direction, but then still just trying to force that momentum, if that makes sense. Just getting stopped out over and over again, taking small losses, taking break evens, taking small losses, and doing all that. By that time, it was almost lunchtime, like half an hour before lunchtime, we broke out. I was mentally like, if you push that many buttons and you get stopped out, break even, you're gonna get frustrated if you like to admit it or not. So I should have been done just by that point of view, because I was mentally annoyed by the fact that my idea overall might be right, but my timing is so off because I'm impatient, and knowing that, I make myself more impatient. So I was down $1,200. Eventually, I went shut down the stream, and I got involved on the retest of this break, made some money, made some back, but someone didn't stop pushing buttons, obviously. So I kept trading for this whole time, and this was the worst price action. There was just no movement in this. So I gave back some more, and then I went to bed with a loss, first one of the month. I couldn't let it go. I wanted to make it green for some reason. Stupid, because I have nothing to prove against anyone. But still, there's this thing that I wanted to do, prove that. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, new plan, new day, new trades. We live and we learn. We never stop learning. Can I freaking remove this? Because overall, like the composite profile value area high is holding up here. The targets I had set before the session opened up made sense, but there was just no momentum towards the levels. It looks like there was volume or momentum, because it looks like it's going up, pull back, goes back up, higher low, higher highs. It makes sense, but if you were trading this, then you would know that there was no volume in this. Let me go to the profiles. So on a weekly, so far, unable to trade towards the value area low from that composite, regaining the POC from that composite, using that as support. We're trading towards that value area high from that composite. We traded towards the first target I had up here, like at the 500s, basically rejecting at that point. We pulled back towards the upper level, the value area high, and currently using this one as support. So I kind of want to see continuation towards that target rather sooner than later, because in this could be a choppy range if we don't get a resolution from this. So I kind of want to see a resolution from this up or down sooner than later, because if we stay inside of here, we might just do the same thing that we did yesterday. We'll see. We did have a Nvidia earnings drop late after the session, but yeah, on a weekly higher time frame perspective, it looks bullish, but I like to see her push through, or at least maybe push the lows, do some business there and regain up and then go up. I kind of want to see one side get taken out on the higher time frame for more volatility and volume. Anyway, let's create a new plan. So the highs from yesterday, value area high. Oh, this is wrong. It's not weekly. I'm using it's a composite from the last 3 weeks. I just didn't change the text on the line. It's a composite from the last 3 weeks. So again, the range high, value area high, value area low, prior range low, and then the POC. On the lowest, huge buy aggression on that POC. So already, currently we are trading on the top side here. On that profile, on the session profile, we do got some sell aggression up on top here. Kind of want to see that as a line in the sand for upside. So trading, if you open up here, we're opening up outside of value. That means there's a high probability that we will reject the value from last session. So for example, if upon open, we open up around here and then we trade immediately above the prior range high, longs only, and just continue to trade upwards. That's what I will do. And or we do a value rotation. For some reason, we or immediately drop back into value, or we trade up and then afterwards we fail and get back into value. I'll be looking for a complete value rotation towards the lows. Then knowing there's huge buy aggression on that prior POC. If that one fails, I'm looking for, if we lose the value area low from prior session, this could be a quick move towards the prior range low. Man, I hate this drawing tool. Just want to delete lines quicker. And then there is still a gap here. So if for some reason we drop inside of or outside of value on the bottom, I'll be looking for a move towards the prior range low. And if we get there, probably a quick move for a gap fill. So that could be interesting if we start losing the prior POC from yesterday. But yeah, still bullish, but I like to go over the bullish and the bearish cases. Let's see if the overnight makes me any smarter. Let's see what we got. So we open with a price gap to the downside. That's also something to note. We could fill that and then reject. It's an interesting spot. There's definitely not a lot of buy aggression on the bottom. For example, under value, the buy aggression is basically at that POC. If that makes sense. You see, this is the buy block on the delta. So if price were to come to that spot, I'm anticipating a reaction, a bounce at least, and or if it flips, if this flips, support resistance, that could be a good level for protection for your stop to the downside or my stop. This is not financial advice. Let's see what we got here. On the top side, they were most aggressive. To 96s, 97s. We still have 10 more minutes, so the profile still might flip up a little bit, switch up a little bit. But I'm getting a good idea of where the levels are for today. So value area low. Low volume node. Like the volume ledge I'm using. The 84s, 85s. There's not really any buy aggression. I mean, there is a little bit. It's not much. Just put it right on it then. 280s. Doesn't mean a lot, but I'm also gonna point out the overnight POC today because there's that buy aggression on there. POC, maybe a little bit of a yellow. Yeah, let's that develop for a minute. Let's see what's going on. This chart gets so many levels all of a sudden. Morning, sir. New day, new dollar. Only thing we need is volume and aggression. Something we didn't have yesterday. Because yesterday was one of the lowest sessions in volume in a long time. If you're able to watch your summary of your session profiles, you can see the volume traded yesterday. It's like at 289,000 contracts traded. It's way less than what usually happens. The value area switched up on the overnight. Thank you very much, NQ. Once we start popping the current highs, it's going to be very volatile, I guess. Bro, what is this song, dude? All right, overnight. Let's see what's going on here. We got 3 more minutes. This overnight basically switched up on me, so I kind of need to redo everything. The aggression is going to be 410s. Value low to high volume nodes. Buy aggression. Look at the freaking selling down under the value here. It's like, it's not a lot of buy volume, but there still is at the 286s like this. I'm not going to use that POC because the value area switched up on that level. So that level is marked out either way.
Connected. Connected. Disconnected.
Oh, sorry, man. I was muted. Sorry. I was struggling with a connection issue here. Again. But yeah, already hitting that buy aggression level on the bottom. To be seen if we pick up here. Otherwise, this is going to be looking real heavy for... Because we're already at the POC in the value area from... yesterday. Trying to join momentum here. Buyer step in. Buyer stepping in here. She's either gonna melt or stop me. Yeah, looks bouncy. She has to flush. Price range low and the gap fill. No idea why this value area is down here. It's like this. Oh, got stopped hard. Brutal, huh? Still looks good. I was too busy messing with a level. Do got buyers stepping in here. Kind of want to see if we push up. We still have that sell pressure or not. I kind of like it against that level. At the same time, I don't want to overdo it again. Not a fan, push through.
Connection lost.
Man, I'm fucking losing it with this connection lost. How do I manage this now? This happens so much to me like lately, last days. Like, how do you make money like that, huh?
Connected.
fucking brutal, dude. Where's the gap? Well, the gap is there at the, I don't know, at the 80s, 25,000 80s. Very greedy, very likely to get trailed out earlier. Why is my chart again not moving? Oh man, this hurts my head so much. Data feed delayed, 22 seconds. Trading already is that hard, and then stuff like this happens. It's oh, so I'm not alone, huh? That's interesting. Like price. All right, NASDAQ. This is just, and then still looks good. This is how you get in trouble. This is literally how you get in trouble. Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't like this either, but I like the target. I should give it more room. Nope. Let's wait. Freaking rhythmic. I'm gonna contact their support again. This is just I don't like it. No, this is my funded futures, but I'm using rhythmic. I'm using a separate rhythmic connection. I know it's been every day lately. Really. Don't really want to give it that much room here. Not a fan again. Okay. Losing all those levels, I like it short. At the same time, this could be the end of the leg. Wait for a little bit more of a pullback, sir. Should have been up already on the day. Fucking hell, dude. Definitely everything under that aggression and value area low. I like it very short, but this could just chop freaking here. Getting absorbed or what? This level here, dude. Kinda need to wait for that to go. I kinda wanna see it push through. Stop is still in a very bad place. Kind of want to see it trade under the bubbles. So we're obviously sweeping those lows, so that's interesting. I like it short, but at the same time, she could load up for... Oh, really, NASDAQ? Again, data feed delay. And this is... So I'm telling you, man, the market's hard enough to trade, and then all these connection issues, like, why even try? Let's see what their chat says. Again, data feed delay. So apparently there's other people having the same issues. I'm just not sure why there's not a notice. If everyone is having those issues, they should like warn people in some way or another. Is this deep charts? Is this rhythmic? What is the issue here? Look at this, man. So the move I'm looking for, probably again too aggressive with ads and all that. I'm looking for that priority slow for that gap close at this point. But connection issues, data feed delays. Man. I want to put on a risk, but this is just destroying me, dude. Huh? What? So it puts my order like freaking 6 points lower than I wanted it. This thing is lagging hard. This is not okay. This is not okay. Can't trade like this, dude. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I'm just also not able to add to this trade. I'm not able to manage this trade. I don't know if this is real what I'm looking at here. Gold. Yeah, I've been focused so much on NASDAQ. That's what we do down here. Trade NASDAQ. Let's give it 50 bucks, huh? 50 bucks is 50 bucks. I do like the prior range low and that gap fill. I wish I was short from more up and in a bigger position, but given the connection issues and I don't want to over trade this because probably already did. I'm gonna be extremely lucky if she pushes through the low of the candle here and then wicks straight towards that prior range low. NASDAQ, can you do that? Just flush. Go and break even here because if we bounce here, that don't make no sense to hold for me. Or does it? Oh man. Oh man. Is this the absorption level? Again, doing the same thing, hitting that value area low. Stops again too short. Yeah, I'm not gonna open gold right now. Right now. Also don't have data, I think, for gold. Still like the direction, but maybe wait for something better than just push short. It's again hitting that value area high from that swing profile. Getting somewhat absorbed. that fake me out? Not finding my groove in this market, dude. Look, all the business being done right here. She's got to push through. Do the fleshy flesh. Nest coin. Nest coin. Nest coin. Oh dear God, this market. I'm way too tight right now. All the adding. So, by some magical reason, I'm still in this position. Do we celebrate with an ad? No. Calm the fuck down. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Top of the hour. Oh, interesting fucking time to be short, sir. Only thing missing right now is a connection that disconnects. This is the only thing that's missing. 80, gap close. Go to the prior range low. Sorry. It's just a little bit frustrated with what's been going on the last days. You are allowed to. Yeah, I'm still fried from yesterday, to be honest. Things like that stay stuck, I think. I kind of want to trail. I want something back. Right? Looks good for a trail. Buyers get absorbed. Yes. Do not bounce to the tick. Do the follow through. Melts. Melts. Get the gap at the 80s here, which also goes along with that protection level from that IVB stuff. Kind of want to start trailing. Also don't want to put myself in a weird spot to trail. That came close. Wick the low. Buyers try to step in here. Very likely to get stopped out. Sellers are trying to. Are they going to get absorbed? Are they going to win? They're getting absorbed. Buyers trying to take control here. My stop is going to be 0.2 seconds. Yep. Jesus fucking NASDAQ. What are you doing to me this week? Today, yesterday. I still like the move towards that gap close. I just didn't want to see through this. That would have made no freaking sense. Hey, we're green on the day so far. Who would have thought? All right, let's see what we got from a volume perspective. So if sellers are going to be in control, you kind of want to see pullbacks towards these levels. That's how Fabio explained it in his video. You get your initial balance opening range. We break out to the downside. Then your pullbacks could be at the value area low in this case, and the POC to reload for continuation. What I don't know is, does he mark the 30 minutes? For example, this is 30 minutes I set up. Is it then only 30 minutes or is it all the price action? Because if it's all the price action, we're basically already hitting that level. I kind of like that. Don't want to be late. Dude, I had some kind of fucking error. Push up. Why is what's happening? No, everything's good. Oh man, I got faked out right there. So hard. Fucking brutal. A little bit too aggressive with the ads here again. Looking for that momentum. Still looks good. Still should have been in that position. This is where I get in trouble. I add, I protect. Still looks good. Yeah. Stop technically should be all the way up here, just to give it the room. At the same time, Feels bouncy. Looks good. Levels look good. She has to weak 150s. Looks, but she probably could go for a sweep up towards 200s here. One sweep up for continuation. Kind of just want to be in this move because the direction is more obvious at the moment. Again, getting absorbed here. This is a big level. Has to wick. Otherwise, that's the level they're putting their buy orders. Can we do it? If it wicks the low of that candle at the 150s, you might really flush. But it's getting protected. Buyer step in, bell going on. Wick 150s. All I need is a wick of 150s. You can do whatever you want after that. A wick of 150s. It's getting really tight, and I don't want to see it trade above the 170s. That's the wick. I should have been break even right now. No, I'm going break even. Continue, sir. Continue. There's no reason for you not to continue. If it hits, if I take profit, I'll be very happy to take the W for the day. I should add. I don't want to add because I don't want to be part of this. And then the worst part is it still looks good. It's annoying. I just don't have the patience today and yesterday. She's just behaving differently, I feel. Could be me, but that's what I think. Got a big buyer here. Straight to like gap close, huh? Brutal. How many freaking positions did I take to get to that? This one should have been the one I held for that move. But yeah, down on the day, you don't want to give back. You want to get back in the green. But that position would have been better to manage than here at the bottom, for me at least. So this was the obvious move for me at the moment. Up on open, losing value area low on the overnight, prior PLC, that aggression level, short all the way. Just very annoying price action here. Showing that sell pressure, but then having a battle. 50 points up, 50 points down. Jesus fucking hell, man. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Because then technically my stop still should have been above these highs. 155, 20 points, 30 point stop. On like 4 micros, I would have been like 260. Could have easily been done. The question is, why didn't I do it? That would have been a nice trade to be in NASDAQ. What a dump. So back in that value from that weekly composite. So we opened up, immediately lost the low of value from yesterday, trade towards that prior range low made sense, then that gap close, that gap from yesterday made sense. That was the obvious trade right here, hitting that naked POC from Thursday, Monday, Tuesday. on a higher time frame, rejecting the higher value, dropping back in value. So the probability becomes that we will trade towards that POC from that composite again. See what happens there. Do we bounce or do we continue to the lows? Most obvious trade idea is gone. That is the thing. Sadly enough. Wish I could have been part of this melt. Look at this, man. Like, fucking hell. I'm doing good, Mr. Amrani. Still recovering from yesterday's overtrading session a little bit, but we're good. Kind of wished I was still in this position short, Mr. Amrani. Did you enter the falling knife? I went short. What do you mean? Yesterday, going long. That's good. Lock it up. Walk away. Lock it up. Doing very well, sir. Very, very well. Dude, this amazing trade to be in if you're still short. Best feeling ever. One. Two. One tiny pullback. I should have waited. One tiny pullback. Probably should have waited for this low to break instead of waiting for that absorption inside of that structure. Like I was watching this to melt and then start protecting. That was what I was doing, anticipating price would flush from here. So I'm basically anticipating too much what price is going to do. I should just wait for more information and then start doing my trails. Because this wasted me in an amazing position. For what? Because I think if price goes below this candle, it's gonna flush. If it doesn't flush here, then it's not gonna do it. That's not smart thinking. So yeah, definitely should have waited for that low to break. Let's see if there's any volume. That made more sense. Yeah. Still melting. Not gonna lie, I'm losing interest. We already hit a lot of targets. We're moving away from the we already moved like the ideal trade location for short kind of was there. We're breaking that first 30 minutes. It's confirming direction. Oh yeah, Rhythmic, you do you. It's confirming direction after the break with that initial balance on the first 30 minutes. Just bad on me, yeah? Just bad on me.
Connected.
Look at this melt. Bro. It's super annoying to watch it melt like this, because you can just trail the highs of the prior candle. It just keeps going. This is like 155, a 255 point dump without any freaking pullbacks. I mean, yeah. At the same time, you can't let it get to you, because that doesn't help you in the next trade you need to take. Just need to figure out what's gonna make more sense to do. If she bounces, is there continuation? From a higher time frame, yes. At the same time, we already dropped 440 points. We already did half the volume we did yesterday, so I guess volume is back. All right, let's figure out what she wants to do. Brutal. The thing is, I'm more and more edging for fading this move than shorting. Again, data feed delay. The worst part of this all, Thomas, is the data connections, the issues, data connection issues. I would be trading 100 billion times better if that was not there. Sharing their own screen here too, huh? Yeah, the trades with the most conviction was the trade towards the gap, and then that naked point of control from that day, from the 24th. She obviously could continue and drop another 400 points, but how likely is that? Initial balance is gonna close of the first hour. Ah man, is that again a short? That would be so brutal if this dumps from here. Then again, shorting right here does not make sense because that's like a 40-point candle, and then you'll get stopped out in 0.2 seconds. So I'm not a fan of shorting against these levels.
Connection lost.
Whilst Rhythmic is just disconnecting again. It's the most annoying time with Rhythmic. Like last 3 days from last Friday, I've been having like a lot of issues, and I don't know why.
Connected.
Big candles too though. It's like a 60-point bearish candle to the downside. Not the biggest fan of what I'm trying to do. Data feed delayed. Rhythmic is definitely, or the CME is just not able to keep up here. Again, freeze of the data, delay. Like one should not be trading when connections like this or that poor. We're risking too much money and time, hard-earned money. At the same time, you're dealing with like fucking 40, 50, 60-point candles. Then you have data delays, data disconnects. I mean, this is like expert level trading. Initial balance declosed though. At this point, I'm kind of more interested for long if price could regain some levels, squeeze some shorts. then try to short the current structure here with these huge candles. At the same time, still get that weekly point of control down below, which is kind of a magnet. And technically, I should really not be looking for longs. It's not what I was looking for. I think I need another cup of coffee for this. Oh, really? It would make sense for a little bit of a squeeze, wouldn't it? See if we can get some momentum. Or if this is gonna dump straight back down from here, which is something I should be expecting. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Technically, my stop should be at the 889s on the absorption. Potential absorption. this point I could trail 905s. Do you really want to see a pullback if she pushes the current high? Sellers try to step in. If they push, I don't want to see them push back. Squeeze NASDAQ. Squeeze it all. First level of rejection would be 35s. I'll be trailed out before that if I get that at all. Yeah, trailed myself out there. Very likely to continue, but I want to take the W here. So before I get a cup of coffee, the thing that I saw was on the profiles, session profiles, the one from Tuesday. This was the last buy regression on the bottom here. If that would have melted, it would have melted further than like all the way back to the 24,700s. This would have been, or in my opinion, would be the last line of defense. It bounced on that level. We see the absorption, we see the bullish. So we see all the sell pressure. Afterwards, we see the bullish close. She then initially starts pushing back down. Again, red bubbles. Again, closing bullish. That's just the sellers getting absorbed here. This was the move to go long. Yeah, and shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I'm taking the W here. Overall, I'm looking for levels of defense at 36, 25,036. Just look where the volume is. And then let me see where the current. So session wise, volume profile, we are at the value area low. So if we start regaining that value area low with conviction, we could repair the whole move we just went down for a trade towards that point of control. Would be the idea. So yeah, at this point, that could also be a trade idea. Just yeah, the further we go into the session, the less edge I feel I have, or momentum really should be good. Like there's a lot of momentum right now. It's good for like entering trades, see the momentum add, put it break even, price moves in the direction, 40 points, 50 points. You can put your stop break even, not worry too much about it. Instead of prior, price always coming back. Stop you at break even, getting frustrated. Yeah, still looks good. I'm going for another cup of coffee. Let that resolve a little bit. Normally, I should be long or up on all those accounts. Let's hope. Yes, it is. Very nice. I'll be right back. Anyone still pushing buttons? Buy or sell? Isn't that always the question, sir? I'm waiting for a reaction at these levels and then potentially push a button at the moment. If I'm not pushing a button, I don't know. Like, I'm only knowing long or short once I'm in a position, like at that moment itself. Otherwise, if I'm pushing buttons, things are not going good. If I don't know where the market is going, I'm pushing buttons. It's basically what was happening yesterday. And I don't want to do that today. So just from a value perspective, let's see what we got here. So current session profile, currently trying to get back into value, which is a bullish thing. At the same time, still rejecting that volume at the 40s, 38. So I still like it short under that level. At the same time, she could squeeze more because this could be another interesting area for business. If she goes down, she goes down. Then I'll try to join later. If I'm not sure, I'm just waiting for something that makes sense. I'm also good with like taking a green day for the day. Yeah. Definitely could have made more money. But it's good. It's not bad. It's good. $500 is $500. See, again, bouncing from that value area low, very bullish reaction back into value. See what happens if we swing against those 40s. Do we accept? Do we reject? It could be a thing. But the main idea here is that if price gets back into value, she will go back to the point of control, which would make sense to repair all that structure we just did. But at the same time, she can leave that open, which would be the bearish case. Basically, this whole area the imbalance at the moment. She could repair it, or we can reject it. At this point, this is not clear to me. We are also in a 480 point range. There's also the probability that this is the high and low for the day. Developing value. What do you want me to say? Just use it as a narrative. I usually use it in a few different ways. But like, for example, if the market's not really clear and you're just doubting what to do, like for example, in this case, I could just drag the volume profile, see the developing value, and maybe that from this I can create a story like I just did. As long as we stay grinding above that value area low and buyer step in, I'm anticipating buyers to push up as long as we stay in value. And for the bearish side, I want to see the highs here basically somewhat get swept and then fail, basically something like this. We sweep up, we fail, then maybe go short here, or if we lose that value area low and then target the lows, that could be a thing. But at this time, at this moment, this is very tight, and for me at this point, not something I want to do a business. Kind of want to see what happens if she really tests that aggression level, and also the aggression, just understanding where's the aggression in the session. That's very important. Not something you see with a normal volume profile. Could also point out where the current buy aggression is, and then whenever price dumps, it's gonna have some sort of reaction on that level, so that could be a nice target, or to start trailing tight. At the moment, and then we get some buy aggression here, like right under the current value area low, which at some cases, in some scenarios, I'm not gonna say right now, is a good spot to do business. So I don't want to go short against levels where buy aggression is, if that makes sense, because it's very likely for them to pick it up here and then sweep the current highs at 27s. I'd rather see it sweep the current highs at 27s, fail, and then join, and or we break that zone where they were buying aggressively and use it as support, resistance. Damn, learn to speak. But yeah, volume kind of, or again, like just going up and down in a 20-30 point range. So definitely don't want to start doing business inside of this. This is where I got in trouble yesterday, trying to force an idea. which then in the long term made sense and played out. But if at the moment the volume and the momentum is not there, you can push that money as many buttons as you want on your sim funded account. Price not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm more creating reasons to why not to trade than to trade. If I can eliminate trades, I can focus on what I want to see. If I'm only going to focus on what I want to see to go long or short, I'm going to be pushing too many buttons. Which we already did. Trade management on that short was so bad. Something to review for me. Once again, it's one of my biggest hurdles, trade management. Way too aggressive, always. Sweep the highs, perhaps. Again, back down. So last price action, last 15 minutes. 45 points, 50 point range. This is very good to do a lot of damage to your account. So this is also a reason why I got in trouble yesterday, because there is no momentum. Like buyer step in, you think, looks good. Join, smacks back down 30, 40 points, stops you out, goes back up. You think, looks good again, re-enter, comes back down, stops you out again. Over and over and over. So this is why it's good for, if you can identify this kind of movement, chop, range, whatever this last 15 minutes is, and you can stay away from it That'll save you so much money in P&L. And then just create a plan. If it does this, I'll look for this. So at this point, I'm anticipating price to sweep the highs with some more conviction, and then fail or continue. Basically, it's going to show its hand when it breaks the high or the low here. My name is Koen, sir. It's a Belgium name, Koen. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Welcome to the Profile Hideout. She's getting very tight though. She will explode at one point. Looks like she wants it right now. All right, sweeping that level on the sell aggression, seeing green bubbles. If she fails, that would mean buyers got absorbed. That could be a quick move back to the 80s down low. But I definitely need more information, I think. It's a lot of buying going on here. Damn. Such a tricky spot. For a short, I really should wait for momentum to kick in. Trade location wise, this makes sense for a tighter stop. Bro, that one time I'm fucking too slow. It still could go either way though. I do like my chances. Can I get a fill? Can I get a fill? If a wicks current candle low, I don't want to be in this position. 1 point, 2 points, sir. Still could go either way here. There is some kind of momentum to the upside here. I want to be very aggressive with my position. Not looking too hot here. That's why I should wait for that momentum. just trade location wise, it makes more sense if I would zoom out on a bigger picture. Because when momentum kicks in, she's gonna be down low here. Do I really want to be doing business there? Ideally, she just goes for the 80s here on the low, opposite side of liquidity. If she pushes the 41s, I don't want to be in that position. If she starts trading above that aggression, it's very likely for it to go way further because that imbalance is that big. So once it pops inside of it, the volatility will kick in. Volume did quite dry up here though in the last freaking, from the moment I've entered, basically. NASDAQ, do your thing. She did kind of swept towards the low of the range. I'm kind of looking more for the 80s here. It's not even a bubble, nothing. There's no more bubbles. There's a red bubble. You do want to see continuation from that red bubble, or my position is going to be cocked. Not what you want to see. Wick below the prior candle. That's the opposite of what I want to see. Now the sour is absorbed by the buyers. Overall, I still like the absorption, big green bubbles there for protection, but it's the momentum has left the building. There that goes. Inside of that imbalance right now. Oh really, NASDAQ? Is that how you're gonna do me? Lost one other day. So I'm fighting the momentum here, forcing my idea here on the NASDAQ. Definitely not the biggest fan. In the imbalance. All right. This is why we wait for the momentum. I just like the area. Get inside the imbalance. Don't want to short once it gets accepted in this. Kind of want to long above this level. But I think I'm going to leave it at this and chill out a bit. Talk myself into this trade too much. Don't want to be doing that. Start over trading this. Probably look for something else, but it needs time for me to set up something obvious. Don't want to push buttons to push buttons. That don't make no sense. Let's see if this trade copier did his thing. All right, that looks good. All right, I think that's it from me for Thursday. Small green day so far. Could have been better, could have been worse. Just looking for the green day after yesterday, that first red day of the month. Kind of annoyed by it. It's part of the game. It's been a good month. Just dust yourself off and get back on again. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. End of the week, last day of the week. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Peace.